stay tuned and let's unbox this Haslab G.I. Joe Classified Series Attack Copter Dragonfly. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and today the chopper has landed as the latest G.I. Joe Classified Series Haslab has finally arrived at our doors. This campaign originally started in June of 2023, so we have genuinely been waiting about a year and a half for the Joe team to get some reinforcements to go up against the previous Haslab, which was the Cobra Hiss Tank. Now this Dragonfly is impressive. Of course, it's the attack copter with lots of firepower. I have thankfully already unboxed one of these at MCM London with Emily herself, so I have got a glance of the layout and the packaging, and bravo to Hasbro. They do genuinely do a good job at making sure these Haslabs come to us in pristine condition. It was a box within a box and it had corner protectors, so this looks great already, but you know I'm going to open this up. Previously it was a future Dan problem how I'm going to fit this into display, as it's going to take up a bit of real estate. The problem is I'm now future Dan and it's my problem to deal with, but it's a good one to have because, as I said, this is going to be epic on the display. So let's just do an unboxing, sort of a first impressions, open up in front of camera. To be fair, I've had this for a few days now. It arrived midweek, but after a work day, this is quite intimidating to sit down and review. So it's the weekend now, I'm a bit more chilled. So let's get this open and just have a casual build and see how it looks compared to some of the previous G.I. Joe vehicles. Because yeah, this is massive. I don't even know where to start, but I'll start by opening it. So I genuinely haven't done that yet, so let's do that right now. Okay, so I'm just going to slice the side open and open it up. But before we do, here we go, right, it's open. So before I open the box, let's just look at the packaging. You've got the nice wraparound style with the helicopter, and the pattern does continue all the way around to create a really nice theme, as you can see with that sort of orangey yellow sky. You can see if I open up the door there, it will create a really nice sort of picture. On the top, you've got the Dragonfly logo. On the bottom, you've got the, similar to the Hiss Tank, you've got like the schematics for the actual helicopter as well. And then on the back, you've got another picture of the helicopter on the orange sky. So maybe people have brought multiple of these and you've got a lot more real estate than me. But yeah, these are going to look great flying above your collection, that is for sure. But there it is, one more time, the Haslab Dragonfly Attack Copter. So let's do it. So let's open up the first panel. So again, it's a box within a box within a box. So there's 3 boxes inside of this. So you'll see if I pull them out now, there's little tabs as well that do make it convenient. So you've got the first box, which has the figures in. You've got the second box, which might be the stand, I believe, because remember, the stand itself is massive. And then you've also got the actual helicopter in the third box. So you've got 3 boxes. So let's get these on the table. Okay, so first box on the table is, of course, the Joe logo, because you get 4 individual G.I. Joe Classified Series figures with this. Each one of them are numbered if you are a completionist, and it's the only way to get these particular versions of these characters. We've got 2 Night Force characters in here as well. So let's open this box up, because these are really nicely packaged, as you can see. Let me move that out the way. They're probably going to drop down a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, this is, yeah, I'm going to make a mess. I'm going to make a mess here. So this is raw, but there you go. You get the 4 individually packed G.I. Joe Classified Series figures in the very nice blue, sort of streamlined, new, thinner packaging, which I'm not mad at all. So let's take a look at these. You've got the pilot, of course, which is Wild Bill, William Wild Bill Hardy. So there he is, looking very nice. I will do an individual video showing off all of these figures because I ain't going to be able to do it on this table. But we have a quick look at them there. So there's Wild Bill. We've also got Glenda, who was part of the Commandos Heroics, which I think was an Argentinian exclusive, but she shares the same body parts as the Scarlet, but she comes in the nice blue with all the pilot gear as well, so she can be a nice co-pilot to Wild Bill. Again, she's probably going to be quite desirable in this set. And then you've got the 2 Night Force figures. So the first one you've got is Ripcord, who I don't think we've got yet in the original line, but I think we are due him at some point. Let me put that box down there. So yeah, there's Ripcord. And then we have Crazy Legs, David Crazy Legs Thomas, again in the very nice flight gear. So again, both of these are in the sort of Night Force gear. So I do like the Night Force sort of colour palette, the sort of more stealthy versions of the Joe team. So you get all four there. So there's them on the front. If I spin around, you'll see the portrait sort of pictures on the back as well. And then if I line them up like that, they create a very nice picture, but I've got them the wrong way around, haven't I? So let's put them in number order. What number is what? So 43, 44, 42, 45. There we go. So that would make more sense, wouldn't it? So look at that. There's your nice picture coloured when you line them up. And then on the opposite side, you have the numbers as well. So yeah, these are already fetching a pretty penny on the aftermarket, as you would expect. But yeah, 4 figures with the actual Haslab themselves is pretty impressive. I'm not mad at that at all. So let's get the next box up. Again, this is very much a raw video. I'm not going to go crazy with the editing on this one. The next box, let's go with this one. This has the Wild Bill logo on the front, and I think this has the stand, right? Yeah, it has the stand, which is massive. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take everything out of this box here, and then I'm going to take everything out the next box as well and lie them all up on the table so we can see what we're dealing with. So there's your first box, and then here's your second one. And this should have the Dragonfly in itself, given away by the Dragonfly logo on the front. So yeah, this will be the actual helicopter. So yeah, there's a tray with the instructions. I think I'm going to need them, to be honest. You've got all the weaponry and stuff in a tray. If you lift the tray out, you get the helicopter itself. So again, everything is really nicely packed. No complaints with that at all. Everything looks secure. Nothing looks broken. So yeah, let me get all these pieces on the table. Okay, so I've went ahead and unboxed everything. Everything is also individually wrapped. So again, it takes some time to take everything out of the packaging. Trust me, you didn't want to see that. But I've put it all out on the table. So you do get some instructions, but we're not going to look at them. We're going to be brave and try and figure it out ourselves. We also get 3 decal sheets. Now, I'm not going to put any of these on camera. I do not trust myself, but you have plenty of customizing options so everybody can personalize their Dragonfly how they wish, including some different images for the base. Now, here's the stand here. It's massive, nice and sturdy as well, so it's going to be able to hold up that Dragonfly. So I'm going to put that to the side with the decals and just try and figure this out. Now I'm going to get my camera up, and this can sort of be the B camera, I suppose, just to show you what I can see on the table. So let me do that. So let me switch to the B camera. Here you go. So here's the camera in my hand, and these are all the pieces now laid out on the table. Of course, you've got the giant helicopter, and then you've got every single piece to try and piece it together. So you've got the weaponry, the wings, the fins, the tail, the blast effects. Again, multiple weaponry options, as again, you can customize it to your own. So yeah, ignore the mess in my attic. But this is so big, I couldn't do it anywhere else. Anyway, so yeah, let's switch back to the main camera. Hello again, it's me again. Yeah, let's just try and build this on camera, right? So yeah, let's start by attaching the tail to the Dragonfly. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so the tail goes in the other end. Should be that simple. And you hear it click. Okay, that's nice and sturdy now. I like as well, as it looks like it's part of the design where it goes in. So yeah, now you can start to see the length of this thing. Massive. Right, so that goes there. You've got the 2 wings that can only go in the right way due to the way they're keyed. And again, you want all the holes at the bottom of the wings. So I'm assuming that is this side here. Also, the black goes on top as well, so that's easy to remember. And that one goes there, and they clip in like so. So that way everything now on the top is all black, so it can go into like that stealth mode position. So that's how you remember that. You get these 2 yellow wings that go into the tail. So again, they will go in there like so, and they, whoops, move around. Easily done. There you go, they go there. I probably should have laid out this a little bit better. Let's put the top bit on. So that should be simple enough, right? So let's plug that in there like so. That spins. I'll put these actual fins on last, otherwise I'm going to decapitate myself while filming a review. And then who's going to upload this, eh? Who's going to upload this? My missus doesn't know how to use YouTube. So let's do that. Right, all these other little pieces now just get plugged into the side. Everything is keyed. You can't get it wrong, people. Like, so things won't go into places they're not supposed to unless you break it. And no one's going to want to do that, are they? So, all right, there is that in there. So that goes that side, and these do all the attachments. These allow you to attach the weaponry and whatnot on. So again, the first time I try, I'm getting it wrong, but then I spin it around and I'm getting it right. So there goes that. Then we've got our weaponry options. So you can get these two sort of cannon things that I know people call salsa and whatnot, but chips and salsa. But I'm not a chips and salsa fan. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like nachos. I don't eat crisps. So I'm not touching chips and salsa. I'm going to go salsa? I can't even speak. I'm going to go with the missiles instead that go underneath the wings. So let's do that here. So underneath. So there you go there, like so. Make sure the missiles are facing forward. Again, it's so hard to show you, but yeah, there you go in there. And then I'm going to go for, what should I go for? Maybe I should switch them out and go for the cannons. Let me plug all this on and then I'll show you a closer look. Pow! So I've went back to the Dan cam just so we can take a closer look at this. Now I've attached all the accessories on. So again, I have chose to go for the actual cannon and then the rockets, and you also get the actual sort of ammo, sorry, that attaches to the cannon that plugs inside. And again, it's hard to get everything wrong. They all plug in, no problems at all. You get the big missile piece that goes onto the side, and I love all the details here, how you can literally open up and see the engine running up there as well. There you go, looking very, very good. And then all the details in there I'll show you in a second, but just from the outside perspective, everything is really, really nice. And these are actually printed on the plastic as well, they're not stickers. And there it is, the XH-1. And then here you get the guns, all articulate. And then this side I've went for the winch and the cannon sort of missiles. So there's your chips and salsa, but as I said, I'm not a fan, so I'm leaving them to the side. There's our blast effects. So the thicker end blast effects go into those to make it look like they're blasting off on the side. And then the smaller end versions go into the front like so. And remember, these can come in and out. So there is a point of articulation to make it look like they're blasting. Same with the wings on the back here. You can literally fold and articulate them as well. And then up top, I've not put them in yet, but of course, that's going to spin, no problem, and that's the button to turn everything on, but I've not put the batteries in either. So yeah, just again, this is so impressive in person. That winch as well, you can literally pull down and then winch it back up as in position, so you can have a character dangling from the helicopter. The winch is literally, you just spin it on the ends like that. So easy, easy. But yeah, honestly, people, this is so impressive, and I've not even put the actual fins on yet because I don't want to decapitate myself. I love that these blast effects can be keyed in, so it can make it either stick them onto the end or have it so it's blasting out. So yeah, I'll do a few different poses, but yeah, it's impressive. So I've just turned it upside down, got a screwdriver like so, and then now we can open up the compartment for the batteries, and I believe it takes 3 AA batteries. So I'm going to try and find some so we can check out the lighting. So I'm sat with the lights off so I can test this Dragonfly light system in the dark for you. So let's do this. I'm pressing the button. Pow, and there we have our Dragonfly all lit up with the cockpit. Really nice shade of green there. Let me lift this cockpit up so we can see if we can have a look at the dashboard. Let me try and get around. So that is what we're dealing with. I'm going to try and focus. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Very, very nice. So that's the front, and then that is your back. So again, a little bit hard to see, but hopefully you can see like the detail on them. So nice, people. Honestly, that is so cool to see. All right, so let me press the button again. See what else happens. The button's on the back, remember, it's hard to see in the dark. But there we go. Okay, so now we've got the spotlight. So the spotlights are on the front. So you just got 2 spotlights underneath the cockpit like so. So there's that. I'm going to press it one more time. One more time. Now we've got the light under. So that's the actual spotlight, the one that's on underneath. So if you're on a search and rescue mission, you need to put that spotlight on. So that third button turns all the lights on. So you've got 1 at the bottom, 2 at the front, which are like the headlights, and then the dashboard on as well, which honestly looks so clean. So good. So let's do it. Let's actually put the propellers in the top. So they should clip in and they clip. You can hear the click. Very satisfying, like so. So there we go. The blast effects are the only thing not in yet. But let me see if I can spin this. There we go. It's spinning and I haven't decapitated myself. So that is a good start. It would have been great to have a way to have this permanently on. Just for display, as that would have been so cool. It would have also doubled up as an air conditioning unit for your display room, which is always a benefit. But yeah, that is so cool. It is so smooth as well. Like, yeah, someone out there customize this so there's a motor in it and it actually will just spin for display, because that will be so cool. So yeah, I'll try and spin it so you can see the white. Ow, ow, ow. I knew that would happen. So yeah, that's going to be hard to do, but there we go. There we go. Can you see it? Oh, so hard to show off, but I promise you it spins. Honestly, this thing is impressive. This is the type of thing I wish I had as a kid, so I could run around my house doing the helicopter sound. You know, the like, honestly, this is something my childhood me would have loved to have had. Like, I never really got many vehicles when I was younger, and like this world building aspect of the classified is so cool now. Building out these displays. You know, for me, it's all about world building, and yeah, this is so cool to see. So let's put all the effect pieces on so it looks like it's going into battle. Honestly, these things are so hard to show off to give them justice. But there you go. There's all the effect pieces plugged in. So I've got both rockets blasting out. So I've actually plugged in the blast effects. So the blast effects have the ports in, so you can put them on. So it actually looks like they are mid-blast, which is so cool to see. Those thicker ones go on any of the barrels, and then these ones can go on the front, or they can go on that side cannon as well. And remember, if you have more blast effects from your other G.I. Joe Classified series figures, then go crazy, people, as there's more ports there on the front as well. So if you've got some of those smaller ports, you'll be able to put them in there, and you could have this in full battle pose. But yeah, that is so cool. Again, so hard to show off, but I assure you, no one is going to be disappointed with this in hand. Honestly. Again, one more time. Spinning around. There we go. So cool. Look at that. Blasting at the ready. Doesn't even have a pilot in yet. But let's put it on the stand. So there it is, blasting up. So it's on an angle going up. And then I believe we can also get it on an angle facing down if we just spin that around, plug it back in. Holes are quite easy to find. And there you go. Now you can have maybe the HISS tank here and the Dragonfly battling it. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the HISS tank lower so the cannons and everything are facing down, like in full battle pose. So yeah, so big. Let me get the tape measure so we can see what we're dealing with here on the stand, okay? So this is the future Dan problem that I now have to face. So let's have a look. So that to the top is probably about 19 to 20 inches. But to be fair, if I go to the back fin and go right to the top, the back fin is like 20, just under 2 foot. So honestly, if you're going to have it angled down, remember the propellers are going to add some height to it. So yeah, that went up to about 2 foot in height. Yeah, about 23 inches. And then long ways as well, what we're dealing with from the tip of the cannons to the fin. What's that? So there's that. The blast effects are falling off. You're looking at about 3 foot, like, what's that, 35, 36 inches? So, yeah, like, as I said, this is going to be a real estate problem, but it's, once you find a place for it, this is going to be a centerpiece. This is going to be the type of thing that people are asking about, like, what the hell is that? Like, my missus is definitely going to ask that question when she sees this. She's going to go, what the hell is that? Why do you need this? And I'll be like, why do we need anything? But I needed this giant helicopter. I absolutely did. So here are our 2 classified series Haslabs so far. Of course, we also know the Rattler is on its way. We should get that this time next year, which is going to be even bigger than these 2. But again, it's a future Dan problem. But look at this. This just the scale and the world building aspect of the classified line is so cool. You don't get it with other lines at this scale. Like, these vehicles are so impressive. Like, the HISS tank is a beast in its own, but it looks tiny in comparison to the Dragonfly when it's up on its stand. And I love that you can display them together, like, in battle. But to be fair, it looks like Wild Bill's kamikazing himself into the HISS tank. But that could be a story you want to tell. Maybe he is doing exactly that. But yeah, look at that. That for scale, like, so hard to show off. So I apologise for this shoddy review. But as I said, it's more of an unboxing, first impressions, just hang out with fellow collectors that are also just excited to add giant helicopters to your display. Because it's not something we do every day. It's so hard to give you a true sense of scale on a camera, but I assure you this thing is impressive. There we have 4 of the Night Force characters just standing underneath the Dragonfly. Big Ben, of course, front and centre, UK repping. But I do love the Night Force line, and I do think the Dragonfly, with its colour palette being the sort of blacks and the dark green, does match the Night Force aesthetic really well. Even though it's not technically Night Force, it definitely works. But I guess it sort of is if you get 2 Night Force figures with it. So yeah, find a way to display this Dragonfly with your Night Force team, yeah, so cool. But look at the figures, they look tiny in comparison. And no wonder it's set to kamikaze, as look who the pilot is. It's Hellfire Hank in the pilot seat. You don't know how to read any of that. But yeah, I haven't opened the Classified Series figures yet, but of course I had to show off Hellfire Hank. Front and centre. I might keep it like that. So, final thoughts on this G.I. Joe Classified Series Haslab Attack Copter Dragonfly. Honestly, I know it's really awkward to show off, but if you've got it in hand, I'm sure you are as impressed as I am. This thing is so cool to finally see in our collections. This is going to be like definitely going to draw your eye and draw the attention of anyone checking out your display. And yeah, Mini Dan from the 90s would have loved to have owned this, and it is yeah, it's epic. I love all the customizability as well. Like no two Dragonflies can be the same. Of course, I've not put any decals on yet, but you can put all the decals on to make it your own. The blast effects and rockets you can put on in different combinations. Yeah, so good. I don't know what else to say, people. You let me know in the comments below. Did you get the Dragonfly? Have you got FOMO? Did you want the Dragonfly but unfortunately couldn't get it at the time for whatever reason? Because yeah, this is going to be a pretty penny on the aftermarket. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, I am very glad I got one in. I did also get the Rattler as well. So at this point, I need a whole room dedicated to G.I. Joe vehicles because that's how big these are. But yeah, I love it. So yeah, you let me know in the comments below. Did you get the Dragonfly? What do you think? All that good stuff. But if you like what you see here, then please do get involved on the channel. I have a podcast called Joe's and Juice with my co-hosts Tom and Mark. We will be back before the end of the year to give our sort of recap of Joe's in 2024 with some top 10 lists potentially. So please go and check out the playlist, the podcast on the channel where we talk all things Joe's. And yeah, if you like everything else, you know what to do. Please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, or I'm on X as well at Dan Who Reviews. And yeah, I'm sure I'll be talking about Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe sometime soon, so I will see you on the next one.